Evening, everyone. It's 6 minutes after 6 on Monday, the 24th, and it was actually a pretty exciting day. Um, the Dow, which was down over 1100, finished up on the day. NASDAQ finished up on the day. The S&P finished up on the day. The big winner was the Russell, up 45.59 or 2.29%, and the transports were higher, 188 or 1.24%. So, pretty interesting. What was more interesting was the fact that the volume really exploded up to 6.9 billion shares, which is about 40% over recent levels, 4.7 to 5 billion. And the VIX actually spiked up to a high of over 38 and then came all the way back down. It closed at 29.90, still a pretty high level, up 105, but near the low of the day, which was 28.20 at the open. So, as far as trading goes, that was pretty much the low. Not going to go into all the stocks. They all had huge bounces. As far as the Dow was concerned, there were still 17 down and 13 up. And the big winner there was Home Depot, up 97 Dow points. Travelers adding 41 Dow points, and CRM, Salesforce, adding 28. On the downside, the only three that were in double digits were Visa, pairing 27 Dow points, Johnson & Johnson 13, and Amgen 11. The PMI numbers were a big disappointment. Services 50.9 versus 57.6, and manufacturing 55 versus 57.7. The big news of the day, with the exception of what we thought would be a turnaround Tuesday tomorrow, might have happened today, was Kohl's. And now it appears as if there are several bidders. The stock closed 63.71, up 16.87. Looks like the bids are at a minimum $64. And after the close tonight, IBM had earnings. It traded between 124 and change and 129 and change, closing on the high of the day, 128.82, down just 53 cents. And then after the earnings came, it traded as high as 138 and a half. The last, however, is 131.40, up 205. It's 1.44%, but it appears that there were a bunch of one-time advantages in this report. And so the stock, which had leveled off in the 136 area, came back down, but still up on the day. Big range, 124 to 138, two-thirds up on it on the close, even selling off a little. The chart on the screen is Bitcoin, and it was all over the place today. In last night's letter, I was talking about 30 to 32,000 as an area of support. Today's low was 32,855, and it rallied pretty hard. Right now is down 7.25. Futures are open again, but it closed 37,220, down only 960 after being substantially lower. Oil was down a little, also with a very large range. It was back up to test that 87 area. The high for the day today was 86.09. But it came all the way back down and traded 81.90 before closing in the middle, 83.31. And right now it's 84.30. cents. The gold had a decent day. It was up all day. And what was interesting there is that while gold was up $9.90 at 1841.70, the silver was substantially lower. As a matter of fact, all of the uh, industrial slash precious metals were down. The silver, which is trading 24.03 right now and is up 23 cents, actually traded down to 23.59 and closed down 52 cents while the gold was up $10. I did a video on this last week that you can find in our Discord room um, on the divergences between those metals. The dollar was up about 26 basis points at 95.90. Bonds were basically unchanged on the day. I think they were down 1/32, and tonight they're down a little over a half a point. Um, Also, natural gas, which was higher on the day today, is lower by 5.7 cents. All right, everyone. Well, I know that everyone wants to see this market bounce, and clearly we're seeing some of that. The stock futures are basically unchanged, up 25 cents in the S&P, down $12 in the Nasdaq, and up 32 now in the Dow. Be careful out there. This is one tough market, but it looks like we're set up for a bit of a bounce, assuming that nothing happens with the Ukraine overnight. Have a good evening and be careful out there.